trainer's name looms larger in the history of the race than that of TJ Smith. Today, in the Amy Golden Slipper, the current ruler of Tulloch Lodge has her greatest chance to emulate her father and win the 2-year-old classic.
A dream come true. I would adore to win the Slipper. It's the most sexy, glamorous, just fabulous race.
Will the team of Gay Waterhouse, Shane Dye and the Grand Colt Assertive Lad add their story to the race that has delivered some of the sport's finest images? The answer awaits this afternoon as the nation's top stables and their stars await the glory at Rosehill Gardens. The second leg of our big race treble sends Tie the Knot in search of another rich purse in the Mercedes Classic. And there's more Group 1 drama galloping your way in the Ansett Stakes. From the turf to the cricket pitch, we'll send down all the overnight highlights from Australia's latest one-day clash with South Africa. And adding a bit of sibling rugby league rivalry to our punters challenge, those mercurial Johns brothers back their judgment on course at Rosehill Gardens. It's one of racing's finest days, the $2.5 million Amy Golden Slipper on the one and only Wide World of Sports. Hello and welcome to Rosehill Gardens for the Golden Slipper meeting, the 44th running of the event. This 2-year-old race is worth $2.5 million, the richest race of its kind in the world. We have been blessed with wonderful conditions here today, and you have got the best seat in the house. It's an 8-race program, and to give us all the good oil, here's Ken Callender and Simon O'Donnell.
Good on you, Kenny. Thanks for that. And let me tell you, first off, Kenny and I haven't just been in the shower. It's bloody hot.
Is it what? But it's going to be a crackerjack day, mate.
It certainly is going to be a wonderful day. Let's have a look at the races we're bringing you today on the Wide World of Sports. It's a packed program. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. First, the Stevenson's Food Services Stakes over 2,000 metres, and then some big ones later on. The start of the Group 1's the Ansett Australia Stakes at 2:05. That is race 4. It's going to be absolute beauty. Race 5, another Group 1, the Mercedes Classic, Tie the Knot, the red-hot favourite, and then, of course, the Golden Slipper. It is going to be a crackerjack 2-year-old race, the richest 2-year-old race in the world. It should be an absolute beauty. The Moet and Chandon is race 7, and then the final race of the day, the Parramatta Leagues Club Stakes. Now, scratchings, there hasn't been many. A couple of crucial ones in the Golden Slipper. Lord Dane came out yesterday afternoon. The Emergency U Trillo is not running. So they are two of the important ones. In race 4, She's Country is also out, and she is an important scratching out of that race. So all, I suppose, is in readiness for what should be an absolutely wonderful day. The Golden Slipper trifecta from one of the best, Lee Friedman. We'll be looking forward to hearing that a little bit later on. Now, the track conditions here today, well, I would say they've just got to be perfect, Kent.
Yeah, the track, look, it's a hot day. If the track's not good at Rosehill today, you'll be asking why. And we've got the totes up for the first race. Remember, it's 2,000 metres. Number 1, Vitronite at $8.10. I've tipped Count Scenario. think he's great value at $25. Luther at $9.90. Prince CNN and Gypsy's Daughter are both at $11. Remember, the white column is the relevant column. Spicep, $9.30. That's the current price on the New South Wales tab. Is Ronnie, number 7 at $23. Zexabel from New Zealand at $56. Number 9, Regal Touch at $6.50 from the Gay Waterhouse stable. Terrell at $23. Lenolin at $5.50. $7.60 for We're Dancing. $23 for Ocean Run. And the next three runners, Simogen and Our Cracker, were not required, and the third one, Norm's Bridal, does get a run, and it's paying $55.
Let's have a look at the tips in the first, and Kenny's gone with Count Scenario, I've gone with Tyrrell, and Simon Marshall has gone with Vitronite. So, well, three different ones. We couldn't agree, but it's a pretty open race, Ken.
It sure is an open race, and they're in the barrier. It looks like they're just about ready for action. Let's go to our caller for the first, Terry Bailey.
And we're just about ready. Big crowd over there to see the start on Amy Golden Slipper race day at Rosehill Gardens. Regal Touch moves in, and they're all set. The lights are on. Stand by for a start for the first. Looked a good line from here. Vitronite has been very heavily backed. Lynn Beasley in the saddle. Starter is still holding them. First of the day. Perfect weather conditions, just a light breeze across the track. And a big crowd on hand. Gates are back and they're racing. Tyrrell's dropped back after the start, and Prince Stand Down was out of the gate very quickly. Prince Stand Down will lead the way. Lanolin's going forward. Here's Ronnie showing speed, and Zexabil not far away. Count Scenario, the blue cap, wide out going forward, and Spicep taking up a good position in about 6th. 2 lengths to Vitronite. Regal Touch wide around Gypsy's Daughter from We're Dancing on the fence. Luther getting back with Norm's Bridal, then came Ocean Run, and Tyrrell at the tail of the field. Around the first bend, and here's Ronnie was Sewell to the front. He went clear for Brent Stanley, led by a length on Prince Stand Down, and moving up quickly, Count Scenario goes to 3rd. 1.5 to Lanolin, racing in the clear. 2 lengths Zexabil inside of Spicep, and 1 away Regal Touch on a limb, 3 wide centre field. Vitronite on the rail, and Gypsy's Daughter, the red colours between runners. 2 lengths to We're Dancing, Tyrrell. Norm's Bridal's well back with Luther, and Ocean Run is last of all as they race to the 1,000 metres pole. Here's Ronnie, Can't Cross. Prince Stand Down is kicking up on the fence to keep him away from the rail. They're 2 lengths on Count Scenario and 2 lengths to Lanolin. Zexabil getting up on the inside, and Regal Touch outside the pair. 1 away the grey Spicep. Vitronite worse than centre field. Nailed to the rail, 3/4 to Tyrrell. 1 away Gypsy's Daughter. We're Dancing. Making a ground around them now is Luther. 2 lengths away Ocean Run, and Norm's Bridal still last as they near the 600. Here's Ronnie in charge, 3/4, but he's worked very hard, and Prince Stand Down is kicked up on the fence to again join him. 2 lengths away Count Scenario, and Lanolin now being called upon, starting to come into the race with good strides. 2 lengths to Regal Touch, Spicep, then Zexabil. Gypsy's Daughter, Tyrrell. Luther well back from We're Dancing, and Vitronite saving ground on the fence at the 350, and Lanolin 4 out has moved up, and he's hit the front from Count Scenario. Prince Stand Down running on Gypsy's Daughter. She's moved up very quickly, and Regal Touch down the centre, but Oliver went for home, and Gypsy's Daughter stroke clear at the 100 mark. She's 2 lengths to Regal Touch. Lanolin, We're Dancing running on, but the Kiwi mare Gypsy's Daughter untouched went home 1, 2.5 lengths to Regal Touch and Lanolin. Then came We're Dancing. Vitronite no luck on the inside from Prince Stand Down. They were followed by Spicep, Tyrrell, Count Scenario, Ears Ronnie. Well back was Zexabil, Luther, and Norm's Bridal, one of the last across the line with Ocean Run.
Well, first blood to the Kiwis, and first strike to Damien Oliver, the champion jockey, in the red and white colours there, the St George colours, or the Sydney Swans colours. And home he goes. Damien has a look over each shoulder. There's nothing there, and that's a good snap of the winner, who's going to pay $11.70. Won a race in Queensland in the winter, and has obviously come back in top form. As we pick them up, she's dashed straight past Lanolin in the purple and white colours. Coming home in the red and blue colours in the centre of the track was Regal Touch, and really nothing else even got into the picture. It was a race, well, it was a race in one from here home with the Kiwi. Gypsy's Daughter, brilliantly ridden by Damien Oliver, going home to win from Regal Touch and Lanolin in the opening race of the day. There's the head-on. We see Damien Oliver riding the winner, Gypsy's Daughter. She was exceptionally well weighted, had to overcome 15 Ellie, but when they ran along out in front, that was very much in her favour. And Gypsy's Daughter did the job well. And, well, once she let go in the straight, it was good night nurse. The grey horse on the right of screen there is Spicep. Spicep was ridden by Darren Beedman. He won last Saturday, but he never had his chance. On the left of the screen, you can just see the Kiwi Zexabil going out of frame. The only one horse you want to watch was Gypsy's Daughter. And, well, we'll just about get the official placings. Here they are now on 5, 9 and 11. 11.70 and 3.90 for Gypsy's Daughter. 2.70 for Regal Touch and 2.40 for Lanolin. And Simon Marshall is now with the best jockey in Australia, Damien Oliver.
Yes, thank you very much, Kenny. And Damien, that was quite easy win indeed. She's pretty classy conveyance.
Yeah, it was a good win, Simon. I was very impressed by it.
Go on,
Where you going? Come over here.
The old pony don't like you. Damien, what about the track conditions today?
Yeah, track's perfect, Simon. Looks in good condition and shouldn't be any excuses.
All right, mate, you got Joella later on in the Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, well, Tyler Knott's going to be very hard to beat. You know, he's a great horse, and we'll try and ride her a little bit quieter today, Joella, and see if she can turn the tables.
Crown Glory, you're going for your first Golden Slipper victory today, and Damien, she looks a great chance.
Yeah, we couldn't be happy with her, Simon. She's done really well. She's drawn a good barrier. Just hope we can stay out of trouble.
You wouldn't happen to tend to excel on days like this, would you?
Oh, this is what we're here for, the big days, and love riding on these days. And It'd be great to win my first slipper.
Confidence is a great thing. We'll head back to you now, boys.
Thanks for that, Simon, and a very confident Damien Oliver. What a great start to the day for him. He'll be looking forward to the slipper a little later on. And we're going to have an in-depth look at that big race after this short break. Race 1 has been run and won, and Damien Oliver is the man. He started the day off with a bang. He'll be very happy about that, with a great ride in the Golden Slipper later on. Something jockeys all like to do. They like to open proceedings with a win and really get their confidence up. That's how it finished up. Gypsy's Daughter number 5, $12.30 and $4. Regal Touch $2.70, and Lanolin ran third, $2.10. Well, Ken, we're going to have a good look at the slipper in a minute. Let's have a look at the totes for it, and I'm sure they're very interesting. Yeah, I hope everyone noticed the correction in dividends there on the first race too. They come straight through from the TAB, these dividends. Road to Success at $15. Assertive Lad, clear-cut favourite in early betting on the tote on the slipper at $3.90. Great Crusader at $17. Kutamudu at $15. De France at $36. King of Danes $19. Lord Dane was scratched yesterday. Phoenix Park $9.50. Over the page we go to Continuum at $64. Veteran at $50. Preserve at $22. Belle de Jour at $11. French Braids, very, very big tip around town today, $6.30. Operettas at $59. Crowned Glory, I'm sure Lee Friedman will think that's fair value at $9.30. Miss Thunder stood at $59. And Fates Gallant, who gets a run now, is at $13, while Utrillo is still a scratching. He did not get a run. Well, that's all the interest on the tote at the moment. Let's see what's happening out in the bookies ring. Here's Andrew Voss.
Well, Simon, one man who will be kept very busy today, Colin Tidy, the rails bookmaker. First of all, the inclusion of Fates Gallant getting the run yesterday. What difference has that made?
Well, it's made a fairly big reshuffle of the market. Most of the horses have gone out of point, and Fates Gallant's actually came into 7-1 and has been very heavily supported, Andrew.
What about movement so far on track? Good crowd already?
Yes, well, the best backed horse on track at this stage is Phoenix Park. It's firmed up considerably. Other horses well supported are Crown Glory and Assertive Lad. They appear to be the best four-backed horses at this stage. All right, thanks for that, Colin. So, Simon, well could be Gai Waterhouse's day, both Phoenix Park and Assertive Lad getting plenty of support. Well, we're now joined, Vossi, by a couple of fellows who, one would like to see Gai Waterhouse have a ripper day, and that is Shane Dye, of course, and the other would like it to be his and Damien Oliver's day, and that's Lee Friedman. Good afternoon to you, fellas.
How are you guys?
Hi.
What a big day.
Huge day here. I mean, I think in terms of Australian racing, the Slipper Day is very much like the Melbourne Cup now. It's Sydney's version of the Melbourne Cup anyway.
Now, you two, 8 of the last 11, I would say. You've been involved in Lee 4, Shane 4.
Funny, we've never done one together.
Actually, Damien's never won one for you either, which is very unusual.
It is unusual. There's circumstances why that happened, and anyway, he's got a chance today.
Lee, the most relevant question is how does this filly, Crown Glory, compare with your 4 winners?
Well, I don't really like making comparisons. I've never compared anything to Bid Masco. I think the year she won, she was probably as good a thing as I've ever sent round in a race, let alone a Golden Slipper. Dan Zero, very nice, tough, strong horse. Just beat Shane's Mounts St. Covert. Flying Spur was a bit of a surprise. He was a funny sort of a horse. And
Lee, just butting in on you, This is Crown Glory winning the Blood Horse Breeder Stakes at Flemington, and she couldn't have done it much easier that day.
Well, the jock told me he had at least 2 to 3 lengths up his sleeve, so it was a pretty good win.
Lee, when you came back, and here we're seeing the Riesling, were you disappointed at all with this run?
Simon, to be honest, I was initially.
She's in the red and black colours, running into about 5th spot.
Correct,
sorry, Lee.
Yeah, but she's made up a ton of ground the last bit in a slowly run race. Ran a very, very fast last 400, and I think the experience around the Sydney Way did her the world of good as well.
Well, yeah, I just think she's a great chance. Now, everyone's seen at home, we're bloody hot, to be brutally honest. Will that affect a filly on a day like this?
Look, you got to play every ball's different. I mean, every horse is different, you know. She's very relaxed. I doubt that she'd get too upset, but there may be some horses that do.
Now, one of the other Melbourne horses up here for this race won the Blue Diamond's Road to Success. long time in between runs, had a gallop here last week. Do you think he can still win the race?
Well, he's bitten off a bit here, Jay Salonitri, but he's a confidence guy, and if he says the horse is right, you can bet he'll run pretty well.
Well, there's Road to Success in front with the blue and white spotted cap. Jimmy Cassidy going for home, winning the Blue Diamond. It was a good effort, Ken.
It was. I'm starting to doubt the Blue Diamond form. Mennington is possibly the best filly in Melbourne at that stage, and she had a checkered run in that race. I don't know. It's John Salonitri I've got a terrific admiration for. I think he's one of the coming trainers in the country, but I agree with Lee. He's bitten off a lot here.
Shane, I would think you'd probably agree a little more that, you know, who cares if they haven't had a run in a few weeks, because Assertive Lad's in that category. So would you give Road to Success a chance?
No. No, he went to the paddock and he's just come back, and he's got an awkward barrier. He's going to have to go hard from an outside barrier, and I think he'll be wanting the last furlong. You know, like his form's impeccable. We're not disputing that, but it's a different ball game, the Blue Diamond, to today. Far harder race.
Well, Ken and Lee have mentioned Road to Success's trainer, John Salonitri. Let's hear from him now on the chances.
John Salonitri, obviously it's an unusual preparation for Road to Success. How is he?
Very well. I can't be any happier with the horse.
When did you actually change your mind? Like after the Blue Diamond, it was going to be the paddock?
Yes, it was always going to be the paddock, depending how well the horse did at the paddock. And, you know, some horses just take at least a fortnight to sort of come up at the paddock, but he just thrived from the word go, and that was enough for me to bring him back.
Do you normally ride him work yourself, John?
I ride him all his work myself, that's right.
How's he feel to you?
$1 million.
Now, he had a gallop last Saturday in between races. Were you happy with that work?
I couldn't be any happier.
Is normally on the track, is he a good worker?
He'd either work brilliant or do what he has to do, and apparently they ran the last 600 the other day in 33.5, and that was good enough for me.
And what about the Sydney way of going? That didn't seem to present any problem to him?
No, not a problem. He railed like a greyhound, Danny Nicolette said.
Yes, a very big day there for John Salonitri with Road to Success. A big day for Gai Waterhouse. We've already mentioned 2 runners in the Golden Slipper, Phoenix Park and also Assertive Lad. Let's see what she's got to say.
Gai, you happy with Assertive Lad's barrier?
Yes, I am. I'm happy with both my horses' barrier. They drew terrifically, and of course they'll come in at, you know, 1 and 2. So I'm very happy. Yeah.
Assertive Lad is obviously the better chance, but Phoenix Park's done well?
Oh, well, I can assure you, Phoenix Park will run a huge race, and he's well over his odds at 15 to 1. He hasn't missed a beat. He's run in the 2 lead-up races to the Slipper. He's had a perfect timed preparation. He's just going terrifically. Assertive Lad has only had 1 run this preparation, but he's shown when winning the Magic Millions that he can have a space between runs, Ken. And secondly, everything that he's beaten has come out in 1 races.
There's been a cloud over him, Gai. You happy with him? Is he fitting well to your eye?
Well, that's why I trialled him at Randwick. Anyone who wanted to turn up at 9:30 this morning could have seen him. He looked pretty good to me.
He won the trial, hard hill, they say.
He won the trial against older horses. I didn't put him in a 2-year-old trial. I put him in a trial against older horses, which very rarely happens, over 1,000 metres. So it was a searching gallop for the 2-year-old, and he won it, and he never touched him, and he just cruised through his trial. He's a really, really good horse.
Well, your dad's won the Slipper a few times. This would be a particular thrill to win the race.
Oh, gosh, would it ever, you know, and especially when you have got 2 good chances, Ken. You know, I haven't got 2 roughies this year. I've got 2 really valid chances in the Slipper. And they'll give the punters a great show. They're both very fit, and they're spot on for the race.
Any explicit riding instructions to your jockeys, or you leave that to them?
Win it, don't come back. I don't want to see them again if they don't.
Don't see one of us.
Yeah,
There's only one winner.
Oh, you might dead heat. You might dead heat. Shane, Gai is very confident with both the chances.
They'll both run very well. Phoenix Park's worked very well, and he's got a barrier for a change. He's drawn out wide his 2 previous starts, and he hasn't had any luck. Today he's in at barrier 5, and he's got a good hope.
Let's have a look at Assertive Lad now. He won the Magic Millions. He's done a lot of racing as a 2-year-old, a lot of travelling, but by gee, he was impressive this day, Shane.
This horse here, as fast as he's going at the 400 metres, is as fast as he's going at the winning post. He's looked beat in all of his runs, but he just keeps going. He won't stop today, and the more pressure applied, the more he responds. He's a very, very good racehorse. He's got a bit of an awkward barrier because there's a lot of pace in and out today, and he's got to go forward. He can't sit back. I've got to go forward.
Shane, this is the night. You got into a little bit of trouble early, and he's about 5 wide here on the turn.
He should have won. He should have won easy this night, Ken. He got skittled out of the gates, and they all went forward, and I was back, and he should have won. And you see him finding the line now. Kutamutu, all the form around Kutamutu is very, very strong. He should have won the Brambles Classic last week at Illawarra. And you watch him here want to get to the line. You got to remember he hasn't had a run for 2 months. He missed a bit of work, and look, he wanted to win and he wanted to get to the line. He's a real racehorse.
Shane, how much early speed has he got? Like, if you really wanted to go early, where would you be? Would you be with him?
I want to be, but I don't know whether I can. But I want to be in the first 5 in the first furlong.
Shane, Lee, are they your 2 biggest dangers?
Certainly, I think Assertive Lad's been the one 2-year-old all year, Simon, who's had the best form. You know, his form's impeccable, and as Shane said, if things hadn't gone against him at Canterbury, he'd be going into this race unbeaten. So he's certainly the one we all have to beat.
Great Crusader, another one of the 2-year-olds with a big chance. He's trained by Tony Webb. And this is what he had to say about Great Crusader's chances.
Tony Webb, you didn't have any luck with the barrier draw?
No, terrible, Ken.
Well, you can't blame anyone else. You drew it for Great Crusader.
I'm always whinging about people drawing bad barriers for me. Now I've got no one to blame but myself.
Yeah, well, let's get back to the horse. He was extremely impressive in the Todman, wasn't he?
Yes, yeah, he probably caught us a bit by surprise. He, you know, I didn't know if he was up to this company. He just earned a chance to come down here, and he was, yeah. If someone else trained him, I'd say he was impressive, yeah.
It's all Great Crusader. The Queenslanders coming right on with the job, and he's killing them. Great Crusader won it.
How's he done since the Todman?
Yeah, not real good last week. I wasn't 100% happy with him. He was off his tucker. He's a little bit of a sook. He gets sort of cuddled at home, and down here I'm not with him all the time like I'm at home. And but the last few days he's picked up, and yeah, I'm quite happy with him now.
That winning form leading in, Lee, do you always like to see that?
Yeah, I think it's pretty important with this race. You know, I think they've got to have some solid winning form. You don't see too many maidens or too many horses coming off bad runs winning Golden Slippers.
I think this horse has got a lot of ability, and as you see him get to the line here, he's quite impressive winning this race. But he was 3rd on the rails having a bludge, got a run around the leader in the straight. It doesn't work out that easy in the Golden Slipper, particularly when you're drawn out towards the outside.
Well, he's out 15 or something like that, so he's not going to have a soft run like he did this day, and he needs to have a soft run to win the race.
Now, Shane, you rode de France last week when it won here at Rosehill. Do you give the horse a chance today?
I think he may get a bit too far back. He's going to need a lot of luck in the running. He's going to need them to run their first 600 metres in 33.5 or 34 to have a chance. This is him in the white cap coming down the outside. He's a bit green. He's wanting to lay in, but he was still impressive. He got back, he ran on, and he won, and that's all you can do. But he's going to need an awful lot of luck from his barrier. But the barrier is not important today because he's going to be back in the last few anyway, so it's irrelevant whether he drew 1 or 16.
Size produce at Randwick, I think, for him.
That's a better race.
Yeah.
The Illawarra Classic we're seeing here, and one of the horses we thought, I think, was going to be back in the field was King of Danes, and he won all the way from barrier to box.
Yeah, Kutamutu got into trouble early. That's Kutamutu, the widest runner there, and Kutamutu went the line well to run second. I think there's no doubt he should have beat King of Danes there, but King of Danes is drawn midfield, Kutamutu's drawn the outside.
Now, Shane, Lee, you've got to head off and do some work. Lee in particular, your top 3 in the slipper.
Well, you know, I've got to stick with my own filly. I know she's really well. I've liked her all the way through. I'd like Crown Glory. I think Assertive Lad, the one to beat. And Belle de Jour's done nothing wrong. I mean, you've got to put her in there.
And Shane, quickly before you go, Shogun Lodge, he's been scratched from a couple of races because of the condition of the track today. He's got the perfect conditions.
He's got the track. He's had no luck this preparation through wide barriers and wet tracks. He's got a nice barrier today. He'll probably race a little bit closer because it's a small field and there's not a lot of pace. And he's got a fast track, so you'll probably see the best of him today.
And the main danger for you in the slipper?
There's a few, you know. French Braids, I think, will run better. Flates Galot, which we haven't really mentioned here yet, she'll run very well. She's got a good barrier. I think it's a pretty open slipper.
Well, thanks, fellas, for joining us, and all the very best. Let's hope it's a happy day for both of you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
Yes, Lee Friedman and Shane Dye with us there. Now, we're going to come back after the break with more slipper preview. And as we go to the break, plenty of celebrities here today. Let's see what they've got to say about the Golden Slipper of 2000.
G'day, I'm Brad Fittler, and my tip for the Golden Slipper is King of Danes, a Bruce McLaughlin trained horse. It was the last star winner at Kembla. I think it'll go all right.
I don't know. The favourite looks good, but the odds are too tight, so I'm going to go for de France.
I know even less, and my colleague in crime here has told me to go for what? Belle de Jour.
Yeah, Belle de Jour, you like.
Well, Belle de Jour it is.
Good luck.
G'day, it's Fatty here from the Footy Show. It's a great race today, isn't it, the Golden Slipper? I like French Braids, ridden by Darren Beedman. I reckon Deep Beedman, 100 metres to go. He's going like this, he's looking around. Where A is over the line first. Beautiful.